afternoon. I have been stuck at the computer all day, pretty much doing a whole bunch of graphic design work for a project that I'm working on, and I'm getting close to completion, so that's nice. But today's vlog is going to be all about the Sony RX100mk5, more specifically, the color profiles, and even more specifically, trying out slog. Most high-end cameras that do video nowadays have a profile in them called log. DJI's got their D-log, there's S-log for Sony, Canon's got their C-log. Really creative naming that they're using, huh? Anyway, a log profile is one that is very, very flat, meaning it takes away most of the contrast. What it does is it takes things that are really, really bright, brings them back down so they're not as bright. Things that are really, really dark, brings them up so they're not dark. So you lose a lot of the contrast in your highlights and your blacks and your shadows to make it more in the middle. This gives you a much better chance to not overexpose anything or underexpose anything. But the problem is the footage looks terrible and you have to color grade it in post. So if you're new to color grading, or if you just haven't color graded at all, this might be a good little video to watch to maybe see if you want to dip your toes into color grading. What I'm thinking we're gonna do, Lila's awake and she wants to go to a park. So I think we're gonna go find some park, and I'm hoping to find some flowers and some plants and trees and stuff like that that I can really hopefully show off the extremes of a log profile and then grading it to look really, really cool and more like the eye sees. Okay, let's get out there. What do you think, Lila? You ready to go?
Yeah.
Grab your cape so we can go. So we came out here to the Evergreen Arboretum and Gardens to check out slog. Look at the squirrel in there. He's eating a nut.
Can I see? Can I see that?
Oh. Okay guys, I'm gonna do one quick test. So here is with the picture profile on Vivid, which I've been using lately, and then the picture profile is turned off. So we'll do some of this, and then I'll show you what happens when you switch over to slog and what it looks like, and then we'll grade it also. So this is slog. The creative style is grayed out, but this is slog. There's also, with slog, not as much of a swing because it's got that low contrast look. There's less of a swing of exposure. When I'm all the way down to like 320th of a second, all the way up to 10,000th of a second, you can still see it. Now if I was on a regular profile, one would be super bright and one would be super dark. Oh, look at the squirrel. So as I'm showing you right now, the slog look, you can see it's really, really flat. There's no real saturation in it. All that has to be added back in post. I'll show you it graded now. Even though I'm in the shade here. It looks a lot cleaner and a lot brighter, huh? More dynamic range, much more saturated colors. All right, let's go ungraded. Pretty flat. No colors. Look over here, and then let's grade it. I've also turned on auto ISO right now just so I don't have to keep on adjusting as we're going in and out of all the shade here. Look how absolutely washed out this looks. But then when you grade it, bang, all the color comes back, all the contrast comes back.
Look at this water.
Look at these bright red berries. They're so washed out in the S-Log, but when we color grade it, bang. Such a difference, huh? See, to my eye right now, these leaves are so red and amber and so colorful, but in S-Log they're so wah. But once we color grade them, they look so much better. Same thing with this evergreen tree. So dull, but color grading makes all the difference. So here we have picture style is vivid with the profile turned off. Just out of camera, it's decent. And now here's S-Log. Much flatter, less contrast, less saturation, everything. Everything we've been saying. But let me grade it now. And now let's see if we can compare it to the other one. So I hope you can see that S-Log or log profiles require a little bit more work in post, but you get some dramatically better results. There's less of a chance that you're gonna mess up your footage, so that in post there's no saving it if you go too bright or too dark. And you can really bring out the colors, and you can tweak all the saturation and all the contrast and everything you want. But it does require more work. Now that I've graded some stuff and you've seen, hopefully I will be able to come up with some shortcuts and maybe even offer some shortcuts to you on how to better utilize log footage, but then also grading it in a timely manner to not add too much time to your post-production. Hey guys, after recording this a little bit, I went ahead and instead of going through and creating a profile where you'd have to tweak all your settings individually, I went and looked for a LUT online that you can just load right in, and I ended up finding from Ground Control Color. If you go to their free LUTs, look, they got a bunch of them right here, although there's a free S-Log to Rec 709. You just have to put in your information, then you can download it. And once you put it into your LUT folder, it's in here. So this is what I can do with that S-Log. Instead of making my own preset and doing all these to like fix it how I'd want to do, you'd have to add a lot of contrast, you'd have to add a lot of saturation, and then maybe tweak with your sliders here and get something like this. What you can actually do is download that LUT, and it'd be in here once you finish it up. So this is what it looks like, but then you apply the Ground Control S-Log 2 to Rec 709. Boom. One click. Look at the difference of this. No LUT, LUT. We came to play on this playground, and this is the playground that some idiot had started a fire on and like melted half of the playground. But they had that section off last time we were here, but now they've literally torn up the whole thing. Look at that. New playground area coming this summer. You cannot beat the beauty of the Pacific Northwest. I'm in awe every time I drive home and see the mountains or look out into the water. So I always talk about how this camera has trouble metering with a backlit subject. And right now I'm on auto ISO, meaning it is metering. So we'll see, the sun is like right here, right about there. But we'll see if S-Log can pull it back. Okay, I think I've awed enough of the beauty of the place I live. Time to get going. Maybe get some dinner. Go inside here and get some ice cream.